Hello everyone. Today I will be going over how to use the Select by Location tool, and we'll be creating a PDF map showing all of the counties in Minnesota that touch the Mississippi River. We'll start on the Minnesota Geospatial Commons website, that is gisdata.mn.org, and we'll be searching for the two shapefiles that we'll be using in this project. The first one is that of the Mississippi River, so to find that, we'll just search Major River Center Lines. And we'll click this first link here, and we'll download the shapefile by clicking the download button right on this right side. While that's downloading, we will search for another shapefile, so click the back arrow there. And this time we're going to search county boundaries. And click enter to search. We'll click on the first result here where it says county boundaries in Minnesota, and we'll download that one as well. To find these, we'll just click where it says show in folder, and that opens the downloads file folder, and you can see the two shapefiles right here. I'm going to click and drag these onto my desktop, and I'm going to place those into a folder that I made for this project. I'm going to call that tutorial. I've also saved my ArcGIS file into this folder as well, just to keep everything organized. So we'll be placing those two in there, or any folder of your choice. Just make sure you know where they are. And we'll extract these two folders before we go any further, making sure that everything's going back into that same folder, and extract. And then we will repeat that for the other one. As you can see, everything has been extracted from the first shape boundary counties file. And clicking extract on that one as well. Alright, so now we have all of the data that we'll need in order to complete our project. From there you can go ahead and open ArcGIS. I've already opened a blank map. Like I said earlier, I saved it to that same file that I have all my shapefiles in, just to make sure I have all my data and materials together. I'm going to start off by getting rid of these. They aren't really necessary for the project. And starting out, we're going to go to our catalog pane, right click on folders, and click add a folder connection. We will now navigate to the folder that we created to put our shapefiles in. For me, that was tutorial, but it's whatever you chose for yourself. We'll click OK here, and this is actually going to give us access to those shapefiles that we had downloaded earlier. So now we can begin to click and drag them onto the blank screen. As you can see, we have our county boundaries. Pulling and dragging the Major River Centerline Traces shapefile on there, you can see the rivers appear as well. We'll begin by opening the attribute table for the Major River Centerline Traces file. You right click that and click on attribute table, and that'll open that right up. Looking at this, we can see Kittle name and all these names of the river, so we're going to utilize that. Go ahead and close the attribute table. Making sure we're on the map tab, we're going to select by attributes. Making sure that the Major River Centerline Traces is the input row, we will click on new selection and new expression. Here we'll put where Kittle name is equal to Mississippi River, and click apply, and then OK. With the Mississippi now selected, we'll right click, go to selection, and click make layer from selected features. We may now uncheck this, and as you can see, it only now displays the Mississippi River. Doing a slow double click over in the contents pane, we can change the name to Mississippi River. From here, we will now use the Select by Locations button. Click on that. For input features, we will put the county boundaries. Make sure intersect is the relationship. And for selecting features, we will select Mississippi River. And we can actually leave this blank for now. Click apply and OK. And as you can see now only the counties that touch the Mississippi River are selected. We will now right click this and select selection, and once again make a layer from selected features. Doing a slow double click, or a million gazillion clicks until it decides to work. I'm just going to right click it, go to properties, let's do renaming here since it's being finicky, and we'll call that river adjacent counties. Select OK. And as you can see, that has now changed the name. We're going to change the name of this one as well to just counties. Click OK. I'm going to change some colors here to give this a little bit of a better look. So we're going to click clear and double click on the line for Mississippi River. It's going to open the symbology pane. Clicking on properties, we can select whatever color we would like, but for water, blue is always a good choice. So I'm going to go with this blue here. Increase the line weight a little bit. Click apply. And as you can see, that bulks that up a little bit. The river adjacent counties, I'm going to double click that and give this a slightly different green color, like this one a bit more. I'm going to decrease this line weight since the boundary lines aren't as important to 0.2. Click apply, which is outside of the screen frame, but it's at the lower right hand corner. And lastly, I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of the counties, but I'm going to turn these white since we're really studying the counties that are touching the river and not really focusing so much on the others. I'm going to give it a uniform line weight to the other county boundaries. There's 0.2. I'm going to click apply. So now we have the map that we came here to make, and we are going to make that into a layout and export it. Can start off by going to the Insert tab, move my screen here a little bit. We're going to select New Layout, and I like Landscape, so you can go ahead and choose whatever you would like, but for demonstrations purposes, we're going to go with this. Adding our map, we're going to click this arrow here, and you can see it in the drop-down menu. Select that. We'll click and drag the box right here. It's a little bit big, so I am going to adjust the scale there. Move this window down a bit again. We could do that by double-clicking right on the map itself and selecting the second little button here where it says Display Options. We could play around with the scale and decide what works best. I'm going to go to 1 to 5 million because for the size map and the size page, I think that's a good fit. So we'll keep that. I want to get rid of this ugly little boundary. You can go ahead and keep it if you'd like, but it's not necessarily my favorite. So we'll click on this third button here where it says Display. Under Border, we're going to select the border color and click No Color. And there's that. Reposition it a little bit. Next step, we will go ahead and add a legend up here at the top of the Insert tab. We'll click that, and we can click and drag. Since we already changed these names in the map tab earlier, we don't need to adjust them in the layout view, so that was, super helpful and convenient. We can pat ourselves on the back. We did a good job there. Alright, so we're going to change this text because I am really not a fan. So clicking on text symbol over here on the right side, clicking the drop arrow on appearance. I'm going to go ahead and change it to this. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and change it to that one because I like that one better. I am also going to, no, I'll just leave it like that. So then clicking apply, we see that has been adjusted. I feel like this font's a bit big, so I'm going to decrease that a little bit. This doesn't need to be so big. Perfect. All right. Next thing we need is a north arrow. So if you click the drop arrow, you see all your options here. I'm going to go with something nice and simple. I like this one actually. You click and drag the same way that you made your legend, and you'll get your north arrow. Reposition it however you want on the screen. Last step is adding a scale bar, so we'll do this. Drop arrow again. You can select whatever one you like. Let's go with a simple one. We'll click and drag once again. Clicking on the straight text button here. We're gonna name this Minnesota Counties Intersecting Mississippi River. You can go ahead and change the text symbol for that as well. Give it a uniform text or uniform font. Increase the size. Click apply. And then we have our title and all the other elements that we would need for a map. And we're all set. We're gonna finish by exporting our map. Selecting the Share tab up here at the top, we'll click that and select where it says Export Layout. Seems to me like all of these parameters are correct, so we'll just select this lower right hand corner where it says Export. And then we're going to click View Exported File. And then there you go, our resulting map. Right? And then we're all set. Thanks for watching.